So we've got a gun. Another couple things out in California, land of the gun-free zone. And yeah, both of them were in gun-free zones. And boy, it's almost like these criminals don't pay attention to gun laws. Rat bastards. Don't they know there's not supposed to be any guns in that school? And tragic. It's tragic. It is really sad that people are dying. But, well, what happens? Well, let me tell you a story about a school shooting that didn't make the news for more than a day back in the 80s. There was a young, very troubled, crazy lady called Lori Dan. And one day she decided that she would take a gun with her to go visit a school. I don't know why she visited this school. Those reasons were her own. Well, she was, of course, told, what are you doing here? And got belligerent and shot someone. Well, he got out after being shot from his desk and went to confront her. And when she saw he had a gun, she left. And she went off and terrorized a poor elderly couple and a local elderly couple. And, well, in the end, one person got shot and no one died. This is what happens when you don't have a gun-free zone. Because even if one person does get shot in an incident, you don't end up with a whole bunch of people getting shot. And the statistics bear it out. In places where there are armed civilians, the number of people shot is usually much lower, is statistically much lower than when you have no armed civilians. The Parkland shooting shows that the police cannot be trusted to do their job, which is go and count on their equipment and their training to save civilian lives. To suppress fire, use a suppression fire in order to stop the person from moving, and then allow everybody who's not in direct line of fire to evacuate. These are standard operating procedures that every cop is trained in, but they don't use it. Why? Well, because cops are more often bullies than they are protectors. They got a job where they were going to be in power. And they used that power most of the time to bully people who didn't have power. And so when they get confronted, most of the time a bully, when confronted, backs down, backs off, and goes for an easier target. Well, that's not what you want when you're trying to have public safety. But it's what you're going to get because cops attract the position of policeman attracts bullies. And I suppose you could do a psychological test to see if your cops are bullies, but I've never heard of a police department doing such a thing because the police departments want bullies. They need a certain number of bullies in the police department in order to keep people scared. That is what police departments are for, scaring the populace into doing into being law-abiding, even with rather stupid laws like the drug war. So what can you do about all this? Well, if you have the opportunity, be an armed civilian. There might be a time when someone gets the drop on you, but if you know you're armed and they don't, you can turn the tables when you get an opportunity. If you are unarmed, you can never turn the tables. There is never an opportunity for an unarmed person to turn the tables on an armed person unless they are very bold and very willing to and very sure of their strength. So if you are armed, you have a much higher chance of turning the tables. If you put that weapon concealed in a boot holster or an underarm holster, you can hide it from casual, even casual pat downs. Hell, lots of people have managed to get weapons all the way through TSA checkpoints. So even a very dedicated and careful screening can miss a weapon. So, if a TSA checkpoint can't catch a weapon every time, not even 15% of the time, how much less a criminal? So don't be afraid of gun crimes. Don't be afraid of these mass shootings in gun-free zones. Don't ever give in to somebody telling you need to give up your guns to stop mass shootings by other people. Criminals don't respect laws. Mass shootings happen in places with the most strict gun laws, and all it does is raise crime to have strict gun laws. Peace and joy, and keep it safe out there.